What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing something pretty special. You guys have been requesting it a lot in the comments. We're going to be doing a full price breakdown of what it's like to build an E30 in South Africa. So stay tuned and let's get started. Those of you that don't know, I actually bought this car about 2 years ago. I bought the car in Mama Lori and it was a full project, but like I said, it was a dream build. So that's where we all started 2 years ago. So when I got the car, it wasn't running 100%. It was on dictator, still is on dictator as well. So the first part was to get the car actually tuned properly because it wasn't on a proper tune. We sent the car to NFS tuning. They sorted out the tune on the car, got the car running pretty decently. That cost about 2.5K. After that, we sent the car off to get serviced. We did the engine seals, we did crank seals, we also did the new clutch, which cost 2,400. It's a lock clutch. We paid the mechanic about 4,500 for labor. Did he do a good job? I don't think he did a great job. He was a bit of a sketch mechanic. I shouldn't have really trusted him in the first place, but I was new to it, and I mean, this is how you learn in this game, right? I also bought Holstein shocks for the car from NASCAR and a few of the suspension bushings. Typical story in South Africa, the license was behind, so we had to pay about 5,000 to bring the license up to date and to put the car into my name. So it cost me about 19,000 to get the car sprayed. Obviously, they're not all 10s, like I say in all my videos. There will obviously be imperfections with the paint. Even the cars coming out of the factory these days still have imperfections in their paint. So yeah, you did a pretty good job. For anyone that's gonna spray their car, do budget around 20K for a decent spray job. So when spraying the car, you can either get new plastic bumpers. I know they go for about 4.5K for the front and 5K for the rear, or something around there. We didn't opt for that option. Our bumpers were still in a decent condition, so we just resprayed the bumpers. As you can see, this is what a stock one looks like. This car's bumper has never been taken off. It's never been repaired, nothing like that. Like, it's all original. The Alpina lip, this cost about 800 bucks. At the time when I bought it, there was a shortage of it and people were selling them for about 1.5. It was ridiculous. But yeah, I managed to get it for 800 bucks in Joburg. So for the lip, a lot of people, they'll drywall screw the lips into place or silicone it and stuff. But they don't know you can just buy the original lip clips from BMW. They're about 500 bucks for 10 of them. You do need 10 of them. I got a new vent from BMW that was about 300 rand. Clear indicators and side indicators, I paid about 1,000 rand for that. To get new fog lights, they're about 500 rand. It's not too expensive. Make sure you get the ones with the rubber seals and make sure everything connects and works properly. So when it came to the wheels, I've always been a huge fan of Chrome 10J BBSs. I always feel like it sits fat, makes the car look really nice. We bought the rims from Auto Styling Flagstop. Those were about 20K. We also bought tires and stuff, but we bought the tires from Auto Style, just Auto Style. Yeah, we bought the tires from Auto Style. Those were about 8,000, and we still had to travel to Flagstop and stuff, so you can call it about a 30K wheels and tire combo. I actually think it was money well spent. It makes this car look completely mad. But you can also go for another option, which is the OEM work wheels. If you want an original wheel setup, you can go and buy original work wheels, original BBSs. They're gonna cost, this wheel alone costs about 30K for the set brand new, and that's without tires or anything else. So for our budget, the 10J BBSs just did it for us, eh? As you get to the back of the car, you can see the car is fitted with the M5 boot spoiler, but it's obviously a replica. Original M5 boot spoilers, I see people calling prices of about 12,000, which is absolutely ridiculous, but I guess it's supply and demand, right? This boot spoiler here came with the car. It's obviously not original. This is a fiberglass version of it. You do get better versions of the boot spoilers, which is actually this one over here. This is a plastic boot spoiler, so it's not made from fiberglass, but it's a complete replica. You can get this boot spoilers at my brother's shop. Check out CSP Motorsport, they've got stock of it as well. There are obviously parts that were bought from BM. Like for instance, the 325i badge I bought brand new for the Sangoma. That cost me about 800 rand. A brand new boot badge will set you back 1,100 Rand because no other badge will fit on it besides this. As you can see, it has its own shape. An original Prestige panel will cost you about 1,300, actually 3,000 from BM. I got a quote from them where I went for the replica of it, which cost me only about 600 Rand from Mapilo Motorsport. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Mud flaps, mud flaps, they go for about 500 bucks. So for the exhaust, I sent the car off to power pipes. The car is actually running a complete standard exhaust. The only issue we had with it was the original back box was cracked, so we had to get another back box fitted, which was done at power pipes. But the car original with the original back box was silent. It sounded actually really amazing. While on the note of exhaust, power pipes did stainless steel TIG welded branches on the car. They look amazing. The quality is quite good. They also did a full free flow on the car. So in total, the exhaust cost about 16,500. They charged me 4,000 to tune the car and 10k to do the head, and the rest was just, they said they did a service and whatnot on the car as well. So yeah, so in total we spent about 32k at power pipes. This is what a stock standard engine bay looks like. There's absolutely nothing missing from this engine bay. Every single plastic, every single thing is still in this car. All the stickers are still in this car. And yeah, this is the original branches. And yeah, so you can see the comparison between mine and the original one. So as I mentioned, the car is running on dictator, but to someone that doesn't really know these cars too well, you'd think this car is actually running on its normal airflow meter setup, simply because of the way I've got everything running. I wanted to keep this car as OEM as possible, so I've still got the original airbox with the airflow meter setup. Don't ask me how I managed to do it. It was actually a bit of sorcery, but yeah. So if you compare this engine to that one, yes, there are a few plastics and things missing. I mean, you know, that car is a super clean original, but you would never think that this car is actually running on dictator unless you hear the launch control revving. So I put a new viscous clutch and fan. That also, I'm not too sure on the price on it, but it's really not too expensive. We had Lang come and help us with the air conditioning with this car and a lot of the electrical. He charged about 4k, and we got the air conditioning working, blowing ice cold. We also managed to get all the lights working. The dash lights are working, check panel, as well as the onboard computer. So that was great. That was something I really wanted to get done on this car. We also got messed around with other electrical that cost me about 5k, but it's all part of the game, I guess. So a lot of people don't know that you can buy a lot of these parts from BM and pay way less, or even, like, you know, in some cases it's actually better to just buy brand new clips, brand new foams, brand new pipes from BMW, because you know it's OEM quality, instead of making a plan everywhere, and the difference in cost is very small. So you rather have OEM proper BMW parts in your car than that. For the interior with this car, I wanted the Recaro sport seats, or Ricardos as some people say. Yeah, so I got scammed out of original seats for 8.5k, so that's 8.5k gone. I managed to get these seats. I bought another E30 that had these seats in it. Swapped out the seats and sold that car. So that's how I ended up with these Ricaros. To recover them in genuine Napa leather, that cost me 7,000. That done it at Joe in Alberton. So if you guys need an interior guy, please hit us up. Give the guy some work. His quality is good. We also bought the original badges for the seats. That cost like 800 bucks. With regards to the dash, there's many options to do it. I paid 4.5k to do my dash. So when you do get your dashboard done, it's always better, I'd always advise to fill the cracks in the dash first and not to just reskin it. Because if you do just reskin the dash, after some time in the sun, the cracks will start opening up again because it wasn't filled. They did a pretty decent job. I'm happy with the outcome. Like I said, not everything will be how it is from new. These cars are old, so you can't expect a brand new car. Like I say, if you want a brand new car, you know it's BMW. Another option which this car had to have was a sunroof. This car has a factory fitted sunroof, but obviously when I had it, it was just the sunroof lid that was in there. There was nothing else in. So I paid about 2,000 Rand for the sunroof parts, and then I paid a guy named Ndu 3k to fit the sunroof in the car. He refurbished all the rails and everything and serviced it. So I am happy with it. I haven't had any issues with the sunroof as yet, touch wood. So common issues with these cars are usually the steering rack. They always give in, start leaking. A lot of guys will replace the E30 steering rack for E36 because it's interchangeable and It does fit kind of, you will have to grind away a few pieces to make it fit nicely. From my personal experience, like you guys know, I've showed you guys, I've done the E36 rack conversion on this car. I wouldn't recommend buying another rack because at this point this car's rack is leaking again, and I paid about, in total, to do the power steering and everything, that cost about 3 grand, and I paid 1.5 for the rack, so it was pricey. I should have actually refurbished the original E30 rack, like a few guys were telling me. It's gonna cost you about 1.8 to refurbish a rack or buy a brand new one. I'd 100% just buy a brand new one because you're gonna just end up buying someone else's issues. So just a bit of buyer's advice for you guys who wanna buy these cars and rebuild them or store them. They are dream cars for all of us. There are a lot of variants that come in these cars. You get your 4-doors, your 2-doors, your cabrios, your convertibles. I mean, the price, it goes on, and the prices obviously go up. The 4-doors aren't really as scarce as the 2-doors or the ISs and 333s, but they are starting to hold some decent value. What gives these cars good value is that they both original 325s on the tag, original cars. They both have matching numbers all over the cars. Both of them came with factory sunroofs. I personally feel like, a box, most BMs have to have sunroofs. So when buying these cars, be careful of where these cars have come from, where they lived before. They are old cars, they will suffer from rust. A lot of these places that will suffer from rust is in the battery box, in the boot, if it's an original 325. But even if it's not, they do rust there as well. Also on the shock towers, if you do see rust on the shock towers, I would say just be careful. It is a major job to do. But I guess it also depends on what you want to do with the car. If you don't plan on keeping the stock M20 motor, you can always drop something crazy in there. You can drop a M50 328 motor. You can even drop E46 M3 motors in there. It's all up to you and your budget. I could have sent the car off to a workshop who does it. I know M-Town does it. Their work is great. Chicanos does it. Their work is good. But obviously, for me, it was my build. I wanted to build the car and get hands-on with the car as much as I could. You must also remember that if you add up the total with the cost of the car, we're sitting at about 200k all in, maybe even a bit more if you count all the times I've got scammed and stuff as well. So you can do that. You can also buy an original stock clean 325 that doesn't need any work, but that's only if you can find one and if you can actually afford it, because these cars are starting to call numbers these days. This car here is professionally evaluated at about over 300k. So beware of getting scammed. You'll get scammed out of parts, you'll get scammed out of anything for these cars. Like I said, it's better to always buy brand new parts from wherever you can. If you can't afford to, there are some parts, obviously good second hands will do. We do want to see more of these cars on the road and bring them back to life. We're not trying to kill them. Just be wary, be cautious of what you're buying, check for rust, make sure all your paperwork's in order. And yeah, guys, we hope to see many of these cars on the channel soon. We want to see you guys build as well. If you guys need any help with your builds, please don't hesitate to email us or contact us on our social platforms. We'd love to see more. Like I said, we'd love to see more of these cars. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We've got crazy content coming soon. As you can see, we've got a nice lineup of cars here. And yeah, peace.